Could you please introduce yourself and your role in short drama industry?
Thank you, Maggie, for inviting me to attend this interview. I'm Summer from SocialPeta. I worked at SocialPeta for more than 10 years, and I'm the CMO of SocialPeta. SocialPeta is an ad intelligence platform covering 2 billion ads on 40 mainstream ad networks. So, we also have the short drama niche version provide both the ad creative inspiration and the top drama performance.
So what type of clients do you typically work with in short drama or microdrama space? For example, you work with platforms or studios or agencies or
For our clients, there are the platforms and also the studios, also the advertisers are the very main proportion because the very top short drama platforms, mostly they possess their own produced dramas and applications, which means they need to acquire both the users of the application and also the viewers for the dramas. Meanwhile, SocialPeta, because we provide the top performance dramas and popular themes according to our algorithm. So the studios or the producers, they need to dig out the popular themes and inspirations for short drama. That's why the studios is also one of the biggest proportions for our clients. And advertisers is a more general concept because, like I mentioned, Surepeta possess all the ads related with short drama on the main platforms. So those advertisers will need to check what's the most effective and the most winning creative. That's pretty much like our client consists.
so from your personal perspective, how do you define short drama or microdrama?
Our definition for the short drama is very the same for our normal understanding, not that too much difference. But still, we see some main features. For example, the one is the most important one, the episode length. It's not the typical length with the traditional TV show. It's much shorter. It's between maybe tens of seconds to about 15 minutes. And another one I think is each episode, even though it's really short, but still it needs a very clear theme and also a very main storyline in a very short term. And it also needs to provide a continuous and a complete storyline in the whole series. So that's pretty much the biggest and the most important characters for show drama.
In your personal view, what is the core or essence of this format, of this short drama format?
Personally speaking, I think the macro drama you can take it as a new format of an emotional products for all the viewers because the short drama you can see that they rely on the very fast narrative pace. Also, it use very extreme conflicts and plot twists to satisfy the viewers in a very short time. Another core format, I think, is the monetization model. For typical TV show, as we all know that on YouTube, the membership subscription and also the advertisements are the main monetization approaches. In terms of short drama, we see that the pay to unlock episodes and also monthly payments are the most usual monetization model. Meanwhile, in China, we also see that the platform can combine advertising and e-com to earn on their own application.
For the e-commerce, right? Which platform will you refer in China?
Hongguo, its mother company is ByteDance.
ByteDance is a big company That's why they can support the e-commerce, right, for Hongguo. Do you think overseas can copy the same business?
TikTok has a very successful experience in globalization. We also observe that they are launching a new short drama app, Pine Drama. So I assume they will also like copy this model globally.
Pi Drama is a free app, completely ads free. So I believe it will add ads in the future. My question is, if this business model can be copied to other apps or platforms, because TikTok is huge, right? They have a lot of users already. What we call IAA, in-app advertisement, if this model can be applied in other apps.
It's challenging because TikTok like owns a very complete ecosystem. They have their own like the short drama app, their own like e-com environments. For example, like a TikTok shop, and they can easily combine all the capabilities through like viewing the drama and purchase the product. All the conductions can be done in their own ecosystem in just one app. However, for some other very typical like short drama platforms, they specialized in content producing. They may not have like the e-com capabilities. I guess this is a very good model for TikTok only.
I agree with you. Or maybe some kind of platforms that got the e-commerce gene, we call it gene
Yeah,
or
Jim. Yeah.
DNA. Yeah, maybe Amazon if they do microdramas. Well, just my personal view. We know social PETA often uses the volume and trends of creative ads to gauge the population or momentum of an app or a title. Could you explain this logic in a simple and creative friendly way?
Like I mentioned, like SocialPeta possess all the main ad networks. Lots of short dramas when they run campaigns, they run on the platforms like Meta, TikTok, or Unity. You can imagine that you are an operator of one app or platform. Only when you have a good operation conditions, for example, like your first show was successful, which means you have good cash flow, then you have capability to acquire more users, to make more money through the paid ads campaign. For a one successful app, you can see more ads in our dashboard.
We can treat those ads as like free examples in the big supermarket,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
the more you sell this product, the more popular of this show is. You will give out more free examples or free, let's say, cakes to eat. If a show drama gains traction mainly through organic social buzz, for example, influencers promoting it, but has little or no paid media buying, would it still look hot or heat from social Peta's perspective? And how do you detect or interpret non-paid promotion?
This requires a very important basic understanding of social data because our business starts from creatives. You can also see that in our official website, we define us as the number one ad intelligence platform. So all the data on social data are media buying data, and based on this mechanism, that all the top dramas or like the contents, they are the dramas using the paid ads campaign.
If they only do like promote it through those influencers, it's hard to detect, right?
If they only promote it by influencers, like collaborate the posts on social media, not the paid ads campaign, we won't have it on our dashboards.
From a language perspective, English appears to be the largest segment. Which other languages or regions are rising?
Well, you're right. English ranks first because, like, for all the short drama and globally, English speakers have the largest proportion. So they can gain as many as viewers. And meanwhile, we also see some languages are rising from our dashboards. We reckon like Portuguese and Spanish are the other like top ranking languages.
Many industry observers suggest that one set of content for the whole world model is no longer effective. Do you agree or disagree? And what's your opinion on that?
I have to say, I totally agree. And it's a very common rule for many business, not only for short drama. Meanwhile, what we can see that according to our microdrama white paper, we launched like early this year, we see that the market size of global microdrama has already reached 3.6 billion in last year, and it's estimated that it will rise to 6 billion in 2026. So which means like the market is really large and the growth is also very big. So when facing such a big and rising business, one set for content for the whole world will no longer work. And we suggest that the studios or producers, they need to like research on the themes and also the preference before they start shooting. In different region, they may have different preference.
Yeah, actually, I think in China last year is about, I think it's about 12.8 billion US dollar already, if I remember correctly. Overseas still are like big potential for sure. From a global data view, what differences are you seeing in content preference across different regions?
We see that, for example, like in North American, people still like prefer the very typical romance dramas, and in Latin American, people love the show that are super dramatic with very strong conflicts. However, like in Southeast Asia, things are totally different. Like the dramas about reversal of fortune and rebirth, so you can see like based on their different backgrounds of culture, they prefer like a different way to have the entertainment in show drama.
I know that Latin America, they got this telenova. It's very dramatic.
Yeah.
We've seen CEO romance, its variations, such as like werewolves or vampires, remain strong in Western markets in United States or North America or Europe. Are you seeing any non-romance genre, for example, crime, thriller, horror, emerging as potential breakout categories?
In general, we see that like the love story or the romance story is still the main theme from like the top short drama platforms because like most of the short drama audience are still female. But what we observe is that the theme may evolve different and new elements. For example, they may combine both the romance with like a forbidden love, like one hit show last year, How to Tame a Silver Fox. This is a show produced by Real Shots. It used like the plot that like the love between two generations, a very young lady who fall in love with like a guy similar with her father's age. So you can see they have put different and more elements in a simple like a love story short drama. And speaking of other like non-romance genre, uh, as far as I know, there is like a I'm Bloody Mary, also produced by Real Shots. I think is a good case for horror theme.
Hi, this is Maggie Han from Short Drama Alliance. A lot of people think short drama writing looks easy, but writing something that actually becomes a hit is a very different thing. It's a bit like deadlifting. You may still lift the weight the wrong way, but once it gets heavier, technique matters. That's why we created 4-week online short drama bootcamp taught in English with recorded lessons, live feedback, and guidance from mentors who have trained platform teams and experienced script writers. We help you from the core concept to the writing process. You are not doing this alone. You are not trying to figure everything out by yourself. Check out our social media for more details.
I'll definitely check that out. I'm Bloody Mary. Real Show actually, they have a headquarter in States and they're like heavily investing on producing some original microdramas. From a paid acquisition perspective, let's say if several platforms or apps are running ads around the same themes at the same time, for example, like Forbidden Love, those kind of microdrama at the same time, are there basically bidding against each other and pushing costs up? Or can this kind of genre clustering actually grow the total audience so multiple players benefit instead of just competing?
Definitely yes. For example, if like the similar themes, they run the campaign on the same network simultaneously, like on Meta or Unity, which means that those short drama apps need to compete with each other to win the same audience. So the media buy costs will definitely go up, because you may know that all the networks, they run like a bidding model. So when the similar themes target the same audience and the scale of the audience is not that many, and the advertising CPM will go up. From my perspective, this is like the conclusion you can see in the short term, because like I mentioned that due to this mechanism, each advertisers will need to pay more when they have very similar themes. But if, let's say, we see it in like longer term, and we can see that those brands, they kind of educate the audience. If like this brand is very new, after a certain time, many themes they can see are the same, very similar one, and it may help them expand the audience scale. So after a while, like the related players can benefit from it.
That's interesting. I might have to question, maybe explain to the audience, because a lot of just ordinary creators. One is Unity. What is like, I know Meta is like Facebook, Instagram belong to Meta. What is Unity?
Unity as for a very professional like gaming designer, Unity is an engine, which means unit a lot of like game producers, they use Unity engine to develop 3D games on mobile or on PC sites. But Unity also has like ad networks. It combines lot of like game developers who has the need to do advertising monetization in the like business of mobile advertising. UNTS is a network, advertising network, that showdrama can running paid ads on Unity to gain like the viewers.
Is TikTok you also
TikTok
measure?
also, yes,
Okay.
TikTok is also one of them.
And also CPM, I might need you to explain to our creators.
A CPM means cost per million, which is financially settlement for advertising mechanism. Or you can easily take it as like the cost for your advertising procedure.
So based on SocialPeta's data, what patterns do you see in the most effective short drama ads opening in 2026 so far? Could you share an example of a strong hook structure?
Yeah, we do see some like effective formulas for short drama ads. Some very impressive opening, because according to like all the advertising mechanism in news feed, the very impressive opening can dominate advertisers' final performance. Like the first 3 seconds rule also works in short drama business, and for majority like majority proportion of short drama ads, it starts with very intense conflicts. That's that's a very like a useful hook uh, in short drama creatives.
When writers maybe write their microdrama scripts, you start a scene with 3 seconds, it must be something big happened. So
Yeah,
it will
yeah.
just track the viewer's attention. So this maybe this script, which is part short drama, will be added into an creative ad, and that will perform well in the market.
One of the most popular way we see from the short drama ads is the edit like several seconds, maybe like 20 or 30 seconds, like a clip from the short drama episode to use as ad creatives, and that's why they usually pick the most dramatic part as the beginning of their like ad creatives. This is very useful and also very popular in the creative producing.
Most of the short drama ads, right? They run like 30 minutes, 30 seconds, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Which means when they write scripts, like if I cut it from your microdrama, 30 seconds for nothing big happen, which means I
No
cannot cut
word.
any good
Yeah.
ad creative from your microdrama script. Let me confirm, most of the short drama ads just typically run 20 to 30 seconds. Is that what you say, right?
Yeah, most of them, they run that length. We also see that the length of the creatives are becoming like longer and longer,
How long it could be?
like 1 minute,
Okay.
1 minute as a pure like ad.
Oh, what about narrations? Narration ads like, hey, this man met a girl somewhere in a coffee shop. This is a narration.
It's not typical in global short drama ads. In global short drama ads, the typical way is they edit from the original episodes.
I actually was watching a overseas English microdrama yesterday. I was sharing this drama to my friend. In the first scene of the first episode, in the first 20 seconds, I just see this guy was taking photos of a product. That's it. 20 seconds. So I was complaining to my friend, this is not a short drama writing because nothing happened during the 20 seconds and only introduced this main character is a cinematographer. That's it. And what's your take on that?
From my perspective, like a TikTok model make all people very impatient in terms of like both the short drama episodes and also the ad creatives. They usually make like the content as dramatic as they can. And because I worked in advertising business for a very long time, we have the rule which called like a 3 seconds rule. This means that in a typical news feed advertising, like in Facebook news feed, while you swiping the content, you may see there is like a video telling you something. So like the content need to be very attractive to make the viewers stay in this episode, stay in this content. If it's not dramatic, like the viewers or the players will like definitely just swipe out and to another like a news feed.
So it's more similar to, let's say, game
Games, yes,
or commercial.
commercials, games and commercials. And that's why what we can see from the global main ad platforms like on Meta or at TikTok, the very usual way for like the short drama advertiser is they will edit the most dramatic parts from the original episodes to put it in like the advertising system. I mentioned you can see that the first or the start of the creatives will be the most dramatic part.
So I know a lot of overseas people are complaining, say, hey, there are too many slaps on the short drum. They don't like it. We treat it as a shock value, quoted shock value. So when you say dramatic, how do you define dramatic? Does it necessarily have slaps or
Well, this is very interesting question. Yes, slap is one of the most dramatic plots. I need to admit this. And also, I think like not all people enjoys this kind of gesture. However, I think like the advertiser or the short drama operator, they need to balance like the effectiveness and also like the viewers acceptance, whether uh, they need to find the balance between the business and also the preference.
can you give me another example? Like, what is the dramatic thing?
Typically is, for example, there is a very handsome guy with a lady who apparently is his girlfriend. When they like just normally walking on streets, there is another lady who is pregnant with a big belly, and she found out like my boyfriend is also is with someone else, and another part is she may also find out that that lady is also one of her best friend. This is another typical plot.
Not necessarily including any slaps, but still dramatic, right?
Still dramatic. Cheating, pregnant, fighting, yeah, fighting, yeah.
A lot of Chinese short drama stories are based on everyday people's lives. For example, for ordinary people like women, they can understand, okay, cheating, family dramas, it's everyday people's concern. Do you agree on that based on your perspective?
I partly agree because when like short drama because becoming a popular like a culture phenomenon, these contents like cheating, also fighting as successful elements contribute to the results. Uh, and you need to admit that people want to see that some hidden parts in humanity, and only this business grow good. Like now, it's very prosperous. Then it can evolve like many more themes or many more contents, some good contents. This is also one of the trends that we can expect.
Short drama is everyday people's stories, what they concern. For example, if a middle-aged woman, she might concerned about, let's say she got married, she might concerned about her kids, can they go to a good university, or her marriage status, or her maybe somebody cheating on somebody. What I mean, some stories are not for short drama. Some stories are for, let's say, Netflix story or Hulu story because they're not everyday people's story. Is there any good performance at creative that is not everyday people's concern?
I think there should be, but it's very few. It's probably very few, based on the current data situation.
AI motion comics are very popular in China right now. Are you seeing signals of rapid growth for AI motion comics overseas as well? Which genres appear to perform best?
We do see like AI motion comics are the new trend in short drama business. As far as I know, in India, it's also a popular niche. Because I have Indian colleagues, we communicate on short drama. They tell me that first of all, like short drama is also one of the fastest growth business in India, and they have the very representative apps like Kuku FM or Pocket FM. They also see like the AI drama is popular in India because on one side, like AI drama can reduce the special effects. So it's naturally very specialized in some like scientific or fantasy genres. Meanwhile, like AI motion comics rely on the content a lot. For example, Pocket FM possess a very big quantity of novels in India, so they can easily switch those novel contents into AI motion comics. So that's the phenomenon we see recently.
Those AI motion comics, they are distributed to Indian audience or to global audience?
Indian, the two apps I mentioned, like Kuku FM and Pocket FM, they target mainly Indian audience.
Do you see any trend for those AI motion comics being popular in, let's say, States or Europe?
Not really. Well, the things may different between Europe and the United States, even though they are more similar. In Europe, we also cooperated with some platforms. They want to see the relevant data on SocialPeta, but still, I can see that they are following the path or the trend of Chinese model. So now they still they still like learn the themes and do the local production with real people. Maybe in another 1 or 2 years, they can also produce some AI motion comics. In United States, I think some companies they want to get involved in this business The very typical one, maybe they previously do movies or they do TV shows. They want to like pick up like the short drama production. So they will also easily tend to make real people like short drama shows instead of like AI motion comics. For AI motion comics, it naturally a very good way for some novel companies. We see some novel companies some like iKit, one German novel and short drama platforms, and like the Pocket FM, like I just mentioned, they have the advantage to do like AI motion comics than other traditional, TV companies.
You mean advantage means they have a lot of content or
Yes,
IP,
yes,
what we call
yes,
intellectual
content or
property.
IPs. Yes.
And with AI tools significantly increasing the volume and speed of creative production across the industry, including for live action teams using AI edits, those ad creatives. Are we entering an era of creative inflation that which means too many ad creatives in short drum advertising?
Yes, you're right. Along with like the short drama advertiser quantity growth, SocialPeta also see a huge growth for creative quantity level. We have the data showing that in last year, each short drama advertiser needs to prepare almost 6,000 ads, and the quantity growth is like 155%. This is like a new record for the creative quantity.
6,000. Wow, that's a
It's
lot. So if a creator, let's say, scriptwriter or a small production team, looks at social peta ranking and data, what angles or indicators would you recommend focusing on to improve their writing or creative development?
Well, on SocialPeta, for our short drama content, there are like two main dimensions. One is advertising content, and the other one is we have the short drama rank, which is like a daily rank, and the creators, for example, they can analysis which theme is now popular in certain region. Like we talked about before the shooting, they can dig out which is like the popular themes. And SocialPeta will also label the themes like the revenge, or it's like the torture love, or it's urban story, something like that. Meanwhile, SocialPeta also mark the dramas whether they are like the local made or translated. They can also tell like which short drama is the one that a certain platform has invested heavily in promoting it. And if the creator starts to do like the paid ads campaign, SocialPeta's advertising part can also help them to see what kind of like a creative formats work the best, because in most cases, platform will devote their efforts promoting their key projects, and they can tell what the top players are doing, and they can learn from it to cut down, the cost for testing.
What do you mean by this? If they can see what top players are doing for promoting short dramas or those ad creatives, how can they cut promoting expenses?
This is more related with advertising. Like when you run the campaigns on ad platform, you will do a lot of ad creatives before you start running the campaign, but not all of them are successful. And sometimes maybe all the contents are not that successful. And the easiest way and the most correct way is you should learn how the other advertiser producing the ad creatives, like I mentioned, the formulas or the hook, how they set up the hook, what kind of like the formulas other advertisers are doing, as well as they have conducted a lot of research and combines like the formulas into their own ad creatives for their own like short dramas. They can shorten the A/B test period. If you shorten the period, which means you will save money, you don't necessarily to spend more money for testing which creative is more effective.
They need to subscribe to SocialPeta, right? So and they can
Yeah.
see which creative app performs best. They can see the data, right?
Yes.
This ad creative performs good or how many viewers are there, right?
Yeah, you're right.
How do you see the future of short drama evolving over the next few years?
Well, I see it may involve more themes, like you mentioned. Now, most of the short dramas are very related. The themes are very related with our daily life. We reckon that along with the prosperity of this business, more and more investment and more people will join this business. When more people join the business, there could be more themes. We will also bring out different sparkles in this business. Like you mentioned, we see some a horror or some scientific themes. Speaking of my personal experience, my hometown Zhengzhou, which is the capital city in central China, also it's a short drama base. A lot of people in the business work in Zhengzhou studios, and we can see a lot of new formats. Now I can see that on Kwai platform, those short drama players, they are playing a new type of show, which is not like the traditional pre-recorded dramas. They will be performed as a broadcast live format. Those actors, they still have a script. They will need to prepare the script in advance, but they perform in live, which means that they can have the interaction with the audience. The audience can comment directly while they are playing. This is one of the new format I see.
How can the audience feedback influence the actors performing?
They can comment while they are playing, and they can comment just they are watching a live performance. And for example, they play maybe 2 hours in the first day, and they also play very dramatic stories, some girl got pregnant by a movie star, something like this. They will sum up and analyze the comments on the first day performance, and meanwhile they will adjust their scripts in the same day. In another day, they will combine the comments in their performance. Their business model relies on the e-commerce because they also have the interest to purchase while the performing and even after the performing.
It just mentioned like your mom was performing one of this. It's like live action, live streaming, short drama.
This is also a very interesting story. My mom told me, she attended one of the broadcast level show. The common thing for this show is the story are also very dramatic, and most of the audience they enjoy the conflicts. I can also see that the audience are mostly from fourth to sixth tier suburb people in China instead of the people who live in the metropolitans. Their typical format could be the actors who in short drama business, they also have the scripts. They will need to memorize the scripts before the shooting, and when they start shooting, it may start with just one people explaining the story or performing, and then a second actor joined. They have the interactions or they have the conversation, and along with their conversation, it will involve more and more people in the scripts, and then the other actors who playing those people in the scripts will join the show, and they have the performance together. Their story is very dramatic. For example, the show I have watched is telling that the speaker or the first performance people got pregnant suddenly, and she has relations with three people simultaneously, and she starts the interaction with the audience from guessing who is the real father. She may mention the different characters characters for the three people, like A, B, C, and the second player joined the conversation with her, who might be like the real father, along with the performing. You can also see a lot of the audience may comment on the show. They will get involved and get interacted with the show. And for example, they will also guess who is the real father. The show they may they may shoot for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and after they are like a 1 day performing, they may like revise the script based on the the audience like comments or audience like questions, and they will prepare another dynamic script for the second day of shooting. That's one of the very interesting and very novel way for short drama business. The monetization model I can see for that show specifically is they combine e-commerce. For example, they may have like the shops on those apps while you have finish like watching their performance, and you can directly go their channel and purchase something from the shop.
Audience can also follow their
Yeah,
accounts, right?
follow the channel. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So it's like combined with microdrama, with live streaming,
Streaming.
with e-commerce,
Yes,
and
yes,
interactive with the audience.
yeah.
That's very interesting. So the next days of script will follow the audience, most of the audience suggestion or against most of the like audience expectation.
They will consider, and if like some suggestions, all the suggestions are good, like the editor reckon, okay, this result can lead to a more, maybe a dramatic, a better performance. They will accept and take the suggestion in their scripts.
They were performing at the same time next day, right? So
Next
let's
day,
say
yeah, next day, yes.
that's a very interesting trend.
Yeah, yeah, it's very new. I have to say it's very new.